Look how white that is. That platinum level 10. I didn't even expect it to get this light. Oh, I'm back with my friend Venny.
Yay! Oh my god, it's been so long.
And when's the last time I've seen you since I've last done your hair?
It was August of 2020.
And we are in 2022 now. Oh my gosh, this is the longest I've not seen you. So we're gonna put your hair to the front. Does it even fit into the camera?
Remember when we first started and people kept thinking my hair was fake?
Everybody thinks you wear hair
So
extensions.
we always had to keep showing them that it's real.
This is not
real.
extensions. However, look at the grow out. It still looks nice. The color still looks nice. So today we're gonna do something fun. You can see we haven't catch up in a long time, and this is what we do as friends when we see each other and clients. Are you open to anything though?
Yes, I trust you. I trust you. You've done my hair for so long. Nobody touches my hair, so it's in your control.
Okay, so wait, we have to cut your hair first. How short are we gonna cut your hair? If we cut it right about here, this is like 8 inches. Okay, this is 8 inches of length. If we cut that and we move it to the front, you're gonna look at right below the nipple. That's a lot of hair. Are you scared?
No, I'm ready.
Okay, so we're gonna have you sit down and then we're gonna do the big cut. I wanna know how long your hair is. Leave your comments below. Do you have longer hair than Venny? This is scary because a lot of times when we have long hair, we're attached to it. So this is a big decision, and sometimes, you know, Venny needs your support by reading your comments below so she knows she's not alone. Okay.
Are you okay?
Okay.
You know, I think I'm more okay than you are.
Okay, maybe I'll pull the rubber band down just a little bit. Okay,
just a tad.
Just a little bit. I'm a little bit attached to your length more than you are. Okay, here we go. God, the scissor won't even cut through this. It's so thick. And there's no turning back.
Wow.
There you have it.
I like.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
We're ready to move forward, so now I'm gonna give you a nice even cut and we shall return to color her hair. All right, we cut off a lot of hair. It's more than 10 inches. This is the shortest Venny's hair has ever been. Are you ready, Venny?
I'm ready.
Are you mad at me?
No, no, no.
Okay, good. Okay, it's shorter. This is the perfect length. She loves it. All right, so I'm gonna have you go sit down, Venny, as I mix your coloration. This time, her highlights are gonna be warmer. However, for her base, I am gonna gravitate towards ShadowAsh. So I am gonna be using ShadowAsh 6 and 7 on her hair. And let me tell you why, because this is a base color. With base color, anytime anything's cooler, it's more muted at the scalp and at the base. The highlights can be warm so they can pop. If you make the base warm and the highlights warm, especially on her skin type, everything will kind of compete with each other. If the highlights are warm and the base is warm, it doesn't know what needs to stand out. So this is why naturally lifting her dark hair, because Venny's a natural level 2. So because of her being down here, for her to lighten her hair with a base color, you can only get about 3 levels of lift, maybe 4, maybe. So you're automatically gonna get some red orange that's gonna pop up. Hence why we're gonna use ShadowAsh 6 and 7, because there's a blue base to it. It's gray blue, so it mutes out the orange that naturally occurs on darker level. So automatically you're gonna get like a neutral, natural balanced color. So even though you're using ash, it's still not ash because you have to use the ash to control the warmth. If you are natural level 6, 7, or 8, which is light up here, and you put a level 6 ash on a level 8, it's going backwards, right? So there isn't any orange there. So if you're light going darker, you're gonna get ashier results because there isn't red in the hair. But when you're starting down here and trying to go up, you're gonna have to get past the red. This is why when you use any green or blue ash tones, you're still gonna get more of a natural brown color. But for Asian people or anyone with natural dark hair, it still looks ashy for us because in our world, that's the ashiest we can get without having to bleach our hair and then put ash on it. So with permanent color, ShadowAsh, this is the ultimate ash formula. This is the ashiest color that exists as a base permanent color, trust me. So I'm gonna opt to do 3 formulas. So at the rootàge here, I'm gonna do ShadowAsh 6 and 5. It helps us prevent hot roots. We don't want the scalp to glow, and that's why adding more pigment at a level 5 5. By mixing that in with the 6, you're gonna get like a 5.5, so the pigment weight is more heavier. I am choosing to pre-base your hair first because it makes life easier. You can highlight the hair and base in between, but sometimes it could be very messy. I want to show you what it looks like in its purest form. So we're gonna mix as we go. So we're gonna do the rootàge formula first. So I'm gonna mix it equal parts here. So it's gonna be equal parts, and it's gonna be equal parts 20 volume developer. So we did 50 grams of color, so it's gonna be 50 grams of developer. All right, we're gonna whisk this on up, and we're also gonna add in the GuYTang collagen powder. So we are gonna add the GuYTang collagen powder in, but what I like to do is mix the color first before adding in the powder. Her hair is already healthy, but I still like to add the powder in just to ensure that we get the hair feeling healthy throughout. All right, so this is gonna be the rootàge formula, and now we're gonna apply this to her head. So we are applying the base color to her rootàge only. Now you could drag this about 1 inch to 1.5 inches out. We're gonna place it right on that scalp here, and you could do 10 volume if you like. Sometimes I do 10 volume of the scalp, 20 through the mids and ends, but I choose to do 20 because I want us to get the lightest result possible. If you ever get, hot roots for any reason, you can always glaze it back down, so you could redeposit demi-permanent color and soften up that glow that you get at the scalp. The consistency of GuYTang Mydentity color ShadowAsh is gorgeous. Look at this. Look how it just lays right on the head, and the hair just absorbs the color so easily. So the product spreads so well. If you have not used it, the ShadowAsh collection and GuYTang Mydentity, you need to, because if you have clients who have natural dark hair that's looking to lighten their hair but yet control warmth, this is going to be your go-to shade that's going to have longevity, because a lot of ash shades out there tend to fade really fast, but with the ShadowAsh, because it's triple the pigment, you get longevity and control at the same time. Especially for your clients with natural dark hair, they crave that control so you don't get that brass that naturally occurs on lower levels. All right, so I'm going to apply this throughout her base, and then we're going to apply the next formula on her mid. All right, so now we are down to our second formula. So the second formula is ShadowAsh 6 with 20 volume. So up here on the scalp was the 5 and 6 mixed together with 20 volume down through the mid shaft here, where I will be applying the second formula. This is only the ShadowAsh 6. So we didn't switch up the developer volume. We keep the developer volume at 20 volume, but by switching up the level, now you have a lighter deposit. So that way it will appear brighter. So a lot of us think lighter level means the hair is going to be lighter. No, lighter level means that you get less dye load. So think of level 5 versus 6, right? 5 has more dye load, 6 has less. That's how hair color works. It doesn't mean you're going to be at a level 6. Just think of color from a scale 1 to 10 as how much dye load you're getting. Level 1 has more dye load, level 10 has less dye load. Less dye load will let the warmth come through, so it'll appear brighter. Anytime you have warmth, will always look lighter than cool. Cool will always absorb light, warm will always reflect light, and that's how we're playing off of her formulation to ensure that it looks consistent and even. So now we are down to the last base formula. This is ShadowAsh 7 with 25 volume. So I mixed 20 and 30 volume together because we need a little bit more energy through the ends, because it's away from the scalp. There's no heat here. The hair is a little bit more resistant. So adding that little bit of energy with that 30 volume boost in there to bring it up to like a 25 volume gives it more power, and also using a level 7 ensure that the deposit doesn't go dark, because a lot of times when you do one color evenly down, what happens is it's brighter at the scalp and then darker through the mids because there's not enough energy through the ends. So that's why you have to formulate differently from the scalp, the mid shaft, and the ends. Even though you want the same color formula, you're using the same shade but shifting up the level and developer and everything to ensure that you get that result you want that looks even and natural. So even though you're doing one color formula, you always have to think about that in order for it to look professional. And this is another reason why I'm not really concerned with clients, box coloring their hair or coloring their hair themselves, because they're not going to get even results. It's not going to look professional. So it's important for us to be confident in ourselves as hairstylists to know, like, hey, you need me. Even though there's things you can do by yourself, it's not going to look the same. So confidence is key. Venny. So, haven't seen you in a long time, and I'm gonna be honest with you about something. And sometimes booking our appointments far apart, it has a lot to do with I need time. Mental health is so important, and I feel like a lot of times as hairstylists, people don't take us seriously when we talk about we need like a break. There's so many mental health issues, and people always say, oh, you know, you'll get over it, you'll get by. And people always think, oh, doing hair is so much fun. That's not a real job. People don't think you're working hard, but you do, because you're standing on your feet for 12 hours sometimes. You're doing the same repetitive motion all day, 7 days a week sometimes. And sometimes you need that space to be creative again, because if you're working like a machine, you get burnt out and you kind of lose your passion if you don't take a break to really have a life and enjoy other things in your life, like maybe your family and friends and your husband and your kids, you know, and your dog and things. And a lot of times people are like, you know, make room for me, come in, you know, I want to get my hair done now, I need my roots done now. So a lot of times I feel guilty by telling you I don't have enough time to do it, give me some space.
And that's why we just scheduled so many times. I think we tried meeting up 2-3 times during the past year, but I totally understand. You know, I go through the burnout too, and like it's something that a lot of people don't focus on, and you know, you should put it first, which a lot of people don't want to, and it's hard to face your burnouts or your things that you're going through, and nobody wants to grab it by the horns and just deal with it. So you just sugarcoat it, or you distract yourself, or like I said, you put a band-aid over it to cover the wounds, but when you take off that band-aid, it's still there. So, you know, the burnout just gets more and more piled on. It's harder to fix. So sometimes, you know, I get it. I totally understand. So that's why
I appreciate, but I still want to be honest with you.
No.
And the thing is, you don't want me to do your hair when I'm tired.
Oh no.
You don't want me to do your hair when I'm just like, you know, not feeling myself, because how am I supposed to be passionate and do it the right way? So you want me at my best. You want me when I feel good about myself.
It's, you know, I'm the same way with work. It's like you kind of want to pace yourself and make sure you don't get sick of work, because I don't want to get sick of my job. You know when to take breaks, you know when to take care of yourself, you know when to just stop being a robot every day and just waking up doing the same routine over and over again.
That's a really good advice for a lot of us, and I feel a lot of us need to take that advice, because we feel like we have to keep going or we'll fail, right? And sometimes it's more about slowing down, and everyone's always talking about hustle, right? Hurry, gotta do everything, do everything.
Forget about ourselves, so.
Like, what are you hustling for? Where are you going? Why are you rushing? And a lot of people say, there's not enough time, I gotta do this now before it's too late. And what happens is you get burnt out, you get exhausted, and then you lose passion, and then all of a sudden you hate what you do. And that's the worst thing, is to hate what you do. We as hairstylists have to stay creative, and to stay creative, it takes passion, and to have passion, you know, we have to have breaks, we have to care for ourselves, we have to be excited what we do. But we start hating what we do, so that's why I was like, Vanny, I hope you don't mind, but I'm gonna book you out a little bit later. I mean, if you can't wait for me, you could go to some of my friends I can refer you to, but if you can wait for me, that'd be cool too. And I appreciate you for understanding, Vanny. That means a lot to me.
And I wait.
You waited a year and a half.
I waited.
You waited for a long time. All right, Vanny, every time you come, you always bear gifts.
I know. I can't come here empty-handed. I have so many gifts here. I haven't seen you in so long, so it doesn't fit the bag.
This is why I keep you as my clients, because you always ask gifts. Okay, let's see what's in here. What you got? What? A Mariah sweater hoodie?
You're a Mariah fan.
You are a huge fan. Okay,
It's
Elaine,
so
I'm here.
cute.
Oh, this is so cute. All I want for Christmas is you.
Yeah.
A Mariah gift wrapping paper. Look at this. Mariah Carey, Merry Christmas. When Mariah says it's Christmas, then it's Christmas.
It's always Christmas.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
There.
A Mariah hat? Oh my gosh, thank you.
I know you love candies.
I do, I have a sweet tooth.
Sour ones. I got these instead.
Oh, you're kidding me.
They're all different flavors.
Oh my god, this is even better.
Yeah, they're sour strips.
Rainbow, cherry, green apple. These are actually my favorites. I can't believe you remember everything I like.
I
Pink
remember,
lemonade.
I remember you opened it once and you ate like 3 foot at one time.
Oh, tropical mango, strawberry, all my favorite flavors. Okay, what else you got?
More candy here.
More candy?
It has your name on it.
What?
It's a custom Sour Patch Kid box with GuYTang mix on it.
What? Okay, I'm posting this on Instagram. You
One of every color.
It says GuYTang. Oh my gosh, this is the best gift ever. How am I gonna never eat this. It says 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, what else you got?
Okay, this is the last one in this bag.
This is a lot of gifts.
So this one I actually got you Christmas of 2020.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Know.
What is this? Oh.
It's a watercolor painting of Mimi.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry now.
Yeah, so I got that done for you.
This is my dog Mimi I have for 15 years. And when she passed away on Christmas of 2020, oh my gosh, it was the worst day of my life. But this is very special to me. Thank you. How do I hug you without getting color on me? I'm gonna put this next to her urn with her ashes that I keep right here in the living room. Mimi is with us always. And you also got another box. Oh my God.
Mochi donuts.
Mochi. Okay.
I usually bring you cupcakes, but I got mochi donuts instead.
Can we talk about mochi donuts? Okay, so you see it's like little mochi balls. Look at this, it's so good. So we are back with Venny's base color. So you can see here the ShadowAsh lifted her natural level 1-2 hair, black, all the way up to this beautiful brown. And we used the strongest ash that exists, and you can see that it controls all the warmth, so you get this balanced, natural looking brown color. And of course, I left out some of the tips of the ends, so we don't want to overlap them. I left out some of her blonde pieces that she had throughout here because we don't need to deposit color on the blonde parts. And you can see as I open up her hair and lift her hair up, you can see closely where her rootàge area has been lifted to a beautiful brown throughout the mids is all evenly lifted. And she has natural texture to her hair, so what you're seeing here is her natural texture. It's very, very thick. She has a lot of hair. So when I fold her hair, you can see that shine band. It looks super, super healthy, and you can see some of the rich brown coming through. So it conceals all of that orange and brass that naturally occur when you're lifting. So this is the most beautiful color that you can get on natural level 1. It's gorgeous. Now we're gonna highlight her hair. I am gonna do the money piece face frame on her. We're gonna reconnect these blonde highlights up to her money piece face frame. And throughout the back, what I am gonna do is we're gonna do little subtle highlights through the surface here, because as the trends start to evolve, what we're seeing is a lot of times less is more. We're gonna put like a couple foils through the surface and a couple foils through the back to connect everything, so that way not everything looks like an ombre. But the real emphasis and focus is going to be around that face and that money piece and around the ends right here, so everything pops. So less is more, and we're going to get started now. All right, when lightening hair, bleaching hair, you have a couple options with GuYTang Mydentity. With Venny's hair, because she's so dark, we are going to do Big 9. So Big 9 is going to give us the strongest lift we're going to need, because it's a cream product. There is oil and lightener in there. You want to shake it up. So I'm going to turn Big 9 upside down, shake. You're going to squeeze Big 9 out. Look at that. You see how it just slides right out? All right, so I am gonna do 100 grams of Big 9 because she has a lot of hair. Okay, then we're gonna do 1:2 ratio so the product can spread well. It's gonna give us a standard lift. We're gonna do 40 volume. Okay, so this is gonna be a lot of product because we're gonna need a lot for a lot of hair. We're gonna whisk the product on up. So if you have not used Big 9, you are missing out, because Big 9 gives you the strongest lift. I could get dark level 1 hair platinum in one session with Big 9. And the best part about Big 9 is it doesn't dry out because it's a cream oil base, and it's great for on the scalp application as well. So we're gonna get a whisk and mix the product to a very creamy consistency. You don't want any clumps or chunks or any granules in the product. You want to whisk it up very well. So this is how your Big 9 should look. Really nice, whipped up, creamy, like pudding. So you're gonna want to protect the hair, so you're gonna add in just a little bit, a quarter scoop of GuYTang collagen powder, and then we're gonna put in some Olaplex. Less is more, okay? So remember, you don't want to squeeze out too much. There you go. Whip it on up and let's apply. So what you're seeing here is a horseshoe shaped section on top of Venny's head. I sectioned out the parietal area so everything's nice and clean. The back section I divided in half, so you are gonna do one section at a time. So you can see here a lot of her highlights down here is on her nape. So we're gonna do an ombre on the nape area, and then as we move up above the occipital bone area, we're gonna do highlight, skip an inch, highlight, skip an inch, highlight, skip an inch. We're not gonna ombre everything. We're gonna leave a little bit of her base color, her new natural that we gave her with the ShadowAsh, but we're gonna need a little bit of her base in between, so that way there's dimension. I am gonna ombre this section right here. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. So we're probably gonna do about 5 back-to-back foils of ombre just underneath. So let's go ahead and do a thin panel. The thinner the section, the better. Then he does have a lot of hair, so if I have to do 6 back-to-back foils, I will do that versus trying to put a bunch of product in. So you're gonna wanna use my thick body, which is a texture spray I created for you to use. It has a lot of grip in it. So as you spray the hair, it allows your hair to back comb and stay put. So you're gonna mist the hair. What I like to do is back comb right underneath. You wanna hold the length of the hair because what you're really back combing is all the short hair back. Everything you're seeing here is short. So a lot of times in the past, we're constantly just tugging, and you're just randomly back combing length into the scalp. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you highlight all of that length so that way you're pushing all of the short pieces back because the short pieces are not relevant. You can't see them, okay? So you're gonna tuck the short pieces away, and what you're gonna want to do is grab a foil. You're gonna scoop up, spoon up the big 9, and you're gonna paint onto the foil first into a V or W shape. And you're gonna see here, I am then gonna lay the foil underneath the panel of hair. And another thing you'll see me do is I have a comb here on the side. I'm gonna actually comb the hair through to ensure you spread the hair out so it lays flat onto the foil, because if the hair gets too ropey, you're not gonna be able to penetrate. So you're gonna spoon up the product, want to keep it nice and neat, and apply it right down through the center. The cool thing about Big 9 here you're seeing is that it's so smooth, it glides on the hair, and it penetrates the hair easily on contact there. That's why my favorite mixing ratio that you're gonna love is the 1:2 mixing ratio with the developer, because the product just spreads and you're able to open up that hair and let that lightener penetrate all the way through. Make sure you hold that foil nice and sturdy there so it doesn't just wiggle all over the place. And don't be afraid to pack on that product. And then you'll see me pull the foil just a little bit like so. That way we have a little bit more freedom here through the ends. Paint right on down. And then turn the brush vertically so that way you can follow that V pattern that's underneath. And I know you're probably questioning, why did I spend all that time basing her hair only to go back and highlight it? Why don't I highlight it first and base the hair in between? Do you know how hard that is? Because when you're back combing the hair and you're trying to base in between, you're trying to squish the product, it doesn't work all the time. Sometimes it works if you're doing a color correction, but it doesn't work all the time. And by separating the basing and the highlighting, you're able to navigate through each section more easily without a lot of work. So I'd rather do it in 2 steps. Let your clients know that it takes 2 steps, but it's gonna be worth it at the end result. So then you're gonna do a foil overlay and lay the foil right over the top, and voila. And we're gonna do this back to back till we get all the way up to that occipital bone. It turns out that she has even more hair than I remembered because I haven't seen Benny in a year and a half, so I forgot how much hair she has. So with the foiling that you see under here with the GuYTang face on it, we did 8 back-to-back ombre foils. So we ombre her nape area. So then on the occipital and above section, this is what I did. I'm gonna show you. We did foil, skip, leave some hair out for dimension, because before we used to ombre everything, back comb everything, balayage everything, and then it doesn't leave dimension for low light. I want a little bit of her natural in between, as you can see here. Then we foil, then we have about 1/2 inch of hair, then we foil, then we have 1/2 inch of hair in between every section. As you can see, it's about leaving that little bit of natural in between to get dimension, and you want that depth in between, otherwise it'll just be blonde all over. There's no dimension, there's no movement. So you can see here, this is where the swirl of her hair is. So it's very important that we don't take this slice right here. So I'm gonna slice right beneath this section. So we're gonna take a thin slice here, go right across, try to avoid that swirl. Okay, make sure you use my thick body. Mist it on the hair. This is a great opportunity to over direct the hair 180 up, so that way you can back comb from the top. You can see there's lots of tension right there. That's pushing all the short hair down, and then bringing the hair down 45 degrees where it's comfortable, and then push the hair a little tighter, and then you could tug it so it's nice and tight to the scalp like that. If you have a foil board, you can use it. You can fold the foil over your foil board just like so. You could use a big brush and pack on that product. Make sure you go from the center to the bottom up so you get to paint into that V so you don't move the foil down. You anchor the board onto the head just like so, and then this is where you could paint down the mid section. And I'm using a pretty big thick brush here so I get to pack on as much product as possible. Going into a V shape pattern just like so, and stroke on really heavy and make sure you spread the hair out. And take notice right here on my thumb, I am pinching the hair here so that way I have maximum tension to pull on the hair so that board can lean close to the head. Okay, right up here you're seeing I'm going to a V. You could do a W if you want, but you always got to open that hair up right in through here. If you don't open and roll the hair, you're gonna have a ropey situation, and that in between rope can look slightly orange and brassy, and you don't want that. The hair has to lay flat to the foil, so that's why you'll see me kind of roll the hair out. Okay, so now that you establish that, what you want to do is you'll see some blonde ends here. You want to leave that out, and then you want to fold this hair on up. You hold that blonde out the way, twist the hair up, but still keep that hair flat when you twist it up, because if you rope that hair up, you're gonna have a lot more problems in the end where it'll look orangey on the ends, because it's all about laying it as flat as you can onto the board. And lay the foil right over the top, and there you have it. We finished the whole back section. So now what I'm gonna do is work from the front. We are gonna foil the parietal area. I'm gonna do about probably 5 back-to-back foils around her face frame, and then we're gonna work on the top. So here's the parietal section of Benny's hair. You can see she has some old blonde ombre pieces. We definitely don't want to overlap that, and we want about this big of a block of a money piece. So that's gonna take about 4, maybe 5 back-to-back foils, and then back here we'll skip and then foil and then skip and then foil. So we're probably gonna have 4 to 5 back-to-back and then maybe 2 foils back here. So we're gonna go parallel to the section. What we need to do first is spray my thick body in this whole section first, just so it'll be a lot more texture and grip as we back comb this area. So you can see here, we are probably going to do a diagonal back foiling because we want it to go parallel to the section and the curvature of her head. So this is how much hair we're going to get in. So you're going to over direct the hair towards you and then back comb the hair back. You see all the short pieces right here? That was just one push, right? And you're going to push it right into the scalp. You see how it's laying right on the scalp, just like that? Okay, you grab your foil. You're gonna fold the foil over the board there. You're gonna comb it back, tuck it right behind that board. And you're gonna start in the mids, paint, and look how close you get up to that rootàge area just by tucking the comb behind the board. And you're gonna do back-to-back foils, at least 4 or 5. So now you can untuck. You can spread the hair out just a little bit. If it starts to rope down here, I suggest using your comb and do a nice little comb to spread the hair out just a little bit so you get to get in between those corners. Never overlap the hair, because if you overlap, this is where you're going to have breakage. We want to preserve the length as much as we can, and then we're going to do a foil overlay. Boom. And then right behind that, with your clip, you're just going to slice out another section for you to foil, and you repeat till you get as far back as you need to. Are you ready or not, Benny?
Ready.
You ready?
Ready.
Okay, we're gonna pull out. This is my favorite part. Are you seeing this? This is like so blonde. Look how white that is. That platinum level 10. I didn't even expect it to get this light, but it's gone this light. Look at this. Okay, I have to take advantage of this, Benny. I know I said I was gonna go warm, but if you're gonna lift this light, seriously, I feel like we have to stay within the cool realm.
And it's so hard for me to get this light.
Let's take you over to the shampoo bowl now. So I just got done rinsing out the lightener to her hair. So I want you to see closely the contrast and the level her hair lifted to. So when the hair is wet, it always looks darker. So I'm gonna put a dry swatch next to it. You can clearly see it's about a level 9.5. So what I'm gonna do, this is my all-time favorite toner. It's actually the MistyMauve Xpress toner in GuYTang Mydentity. So the box looks like this. It's demi-permanent color, so it's acidic, has a pH of 6.1 to 6.4, so it closes the cuticle. It has like a cool mauve tone to it, so it's like a smoky gray mauve color, so the ash tone cancels out the warmth, and that violet that you see in there gives that control over the yellow and the gold in the hair, while that pinkish tone in the mauve offers like a beige. So you're getting almost like a cool smoky beige tone that has like a nude fleshy feel to it. It's so gorgeous. It gives you that that mushroom reflection. So I went ahead and mixed it with 1:2 ratio with our dedicated 6 volume developer, and you can actually slam this all over the whole head while it's wet. The GuYTang Express toner processes in 5 minutes, so it happens really, really quick. We're just gonna pour it on, and I'm just gonna massage this throughout and quickly massage the product onto the hair, and then you get that beautiful mauve tone. So we're gonna let this process for 5 minutes, and we'll be back. So I just got done toning Venny's hair with the MistyMauve Xpress toner. Her hair is still wet right now, but I want you to take a close look at how gorgeous this color is while it's wet. It gives off that beautiful mushroom brown blonde color that everyone's been craving for the last 5 years, and the mushroom color is still holding strong. It has a cool mauve reflection, and this is the answer to it. And we're not even done. You can stop here if you want. If this is the color you want, that's great. Okay, so you can see this money piece right here where that blonde in the front is. Look at that Misty Mauve. It gives that mushroom tone. Now, when it's processing at the shampoo bowl for the first 5 minutes, it might look very purpley, but after you rinse it and condition it and you dry the hair, you can see it gives off just that perfect tone. So one of our favorite formulas that you're gonna love is ShadowAsh 9 Dim-Eye. So you can see it's a smoky sand tone, which is perfect for her. So I'm gonna squeeze a full tube of ShadowAsh 9 onto her hair. Now this is gonna go on her rootàge, and then I'm gonna add clear as we start going on to her mid shaft and ends. So now we're gonna inject Midnight Violet 3. This is one of our new Midnight Dim-Eye color. So we're gonna squirt just a little bit in. A little bit goes a long ways. Midnight Violet 3 is very, very pigmented, so you don't need that much. I just wanna put in just enough so it adds a little dimension. So since we did 2 full tubes of ShadowAsh 9, that is 110 grams of color. So I'm gonna need double the amount of 6 volume developer, so that's 220 grams of 6 volume developer. I know it seems like a lot of color, but girlfriend has a lot of hair, okay? All right, so I'm gonna apply this on her rootàge. Let's go. ShadowAsh 9, here we go, on the rootàge. Now, there's a lot of reasons why I like to double coat the hair. Oftentimes, we're always going, oh, tone the hair really quick, wet, and call it day, and a lot of times we could do that. But because I worked on dark hair so many times, me being, you know, naturally dark hair myself, being Asian, there's like a struggle of the hair wanting to go brassy. But what I find for the longest time is for someone with naturally dark hair, you need maximum pigment, you need double coat, and sometimes you need like a pre-tone and an aftertone to give it that full depth and dimension that will last. And also applying it to dry hair gives it control, and also it regulates the pH to the hair more, because on dry hair, the demi permanent color can sit on the hair long enough to treat the hair and adjust the pH. All right, so we're gonna apply to start her rootàge like you're seeing here, and you're gonna see me add more clear to the formula and drag it through the face frame and the ends. So you can see Formula 1 is processing on the rootàge down to the mid shaft. I'm blurring and merging the tones together through the center area here, and then right down on the ends. I decided I'm gonna mix in 10A to the ShadowAsh 9 formula that has the Midnight Violet 3 in it, because I still want a lot of pigment and tone and to stay as ashy as possible. Hence why I chose to shear it out with 10A versus mixing crystal clear into it. That way you're softening it with another softer level of color that is in the pearly violet ash family without diluting it completely. So after I finish applying this third formula, I'm gonna let her hair process for 25 minutes, and then we're gonna dry and style her hair. It's a surprise. This color is gorgeous, all right? All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Baby, can't you see all the things that we could be, oh. You know if it's just dreams, they don't mean anything. Let's make it real so we don't have to wonder.
Look at this color, Betty. Do you like it?
I love it.
I'm obsessed with it. Listen, Big 9 took her past that level 9, got her to that level 9.5 perfect tone. So I was like, you know what? We have to take advantage of how light she lifted.
And just go with it.
Go with it.
We went with it.
And I think you like it a lot.
I love it.
This This is one of my favorite colors we've done on you because the ShadowAsh is kind of taupey, right?
Yeah.
It's a taupey silver ash. I can't describe
It's
this
hard
tone.
to describe. It's so many different colors and textures, and you can't capture it.
The camera does not do it justice. I wish you can be here in person to see it in real life.
So pretty.
Venny, thank you for all the gifts you brought today.
Oh, no worries.
This is why I adore you. You always bring me snacks and food. You will be my client forever. You need to thumbs up, leave comments, and subscribe because I put so much work in to share these techniques and education and formulations with you. But you need to subscribe and support me and show me love. Hello.
Right.
Follow me on Instagram. And make sure you hit that bell so you get all the notifications because I realize sometimes YouTube doesn't like send out, to all of our subscribers in the hair besties. So make sure you hit that bell after you subscribe. I'll leave links below so you get to check out mydentitycolor.com, Cosmoprof, to where you can purchase the color, Armstrong McCall as well. And check out my music on Spotify, iTunes, and Apple Music. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.
It's about that time.
Say what's on my mind.
Say what's on my mind. Yeah, and tell her no means no.
Say what you mean what you say. Say no, don't get into play. No means no. Say no, you know you're missing out. Telling you know without a doubt.
No means
No means no.
I said no.
No.